Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I was able to get my hands on the Simon Says Valentine's Day 2018 limited edition card kit. That was a mouthful. So let's show what was in the kit. You've got your cardstock to make the card bases. You got small, little tiny ATC size cards. You got some bags, some treat bags, some pattern paper, and it should look familiar if you saw my previous video for January's kit. It was the same paper. You got these adorable little tiny envelopes in pattern paper. So cute. Some little tiny notes, some hearts, and they fold up really, really cute. Very cute. The kit also came with this. It's a large card envelope type thing. An extremely large envelope, a white jelly roll pen, some beautiful washi tape. Can always use more washi tape. Not. These awesome brads, some doodlebug ribbon, and itty bitty envelopes that go with those small note cards. They fit perfectly inside. And you got a bunch of those. These two sets of adorable stickers from Doodlebug. Some great rub-offs. Or rub-ons. Rub-offs? Not sure. A huge set of stickers that perfectly coordinate with the paper pad. I'm running out of room here. And, of course, the stamp set. Which is absolutely adorable. It's close to Doodlebug. But it is really, really cute. So that's everything that came in this kit. So it was fun to make the card. So as always, 10 cards, 1 kit. This is part 1. Here we go. So we're going to use the rub-offs, rub-ons, whatever. I'm kind of toying with both of them there. So I have a card base. Here's my Nina Solar White. And I want to use the large heart. So I'm using the popsicle stick. And all you have to do is just lay this down. And you don't want to push too hard, I found. You know, it's been a while since I've used rub-ons, whatever you want to call them. And they are sticky on the other side. There is a level of stickiness. You can see that I have a spot that I didn't rub on, and it still got onto the card. So just applying pressure can make these designs go onto your cardstock. So you want to be careful. That's why I'm kind of turning this up now, kind of keeping it on an angle. So I have the large heart, and I also took 3 of the smaller hearts. And it's okay that that piece is there because I'm actually going to use my dies. So I'm actually using the Lawn Fawn Stitch Rectangle, the small one. And I used my stitched heart from my stash. I now grabbed my piercing pad and I grabbed the Tim Holtz craft pick. And I put a hole at the top of the heart because I just had to use these brads. I have really started to love brads. I'm gaining a collection. This could be scary. So I'm looking at where I want to place that. For the design panel that this will sit on, I also used the Lawn Fawn Stitch Rectangle. And I'm going to prop the heart up with some foam squares, and I'm just going to set that down on the card base. I like the look of the white on white. I'm going to use the craft. I believe this is Desert Storm card base for my design, and I'm going to prop this up using fun foam. This fun foam just happens to have adhesive on the other side. Either one works, and I'm going to place that down in the center of my card base. And then I figured, you know, I'm going to take those 3 hearts that I use and I'm going to place them on the inside, on the bottom, so you can just have a little bit of a design going on the inside of the card. I'm finding I'm doing that more and more now, but not often. It's rare that I design the inside of my cards. Now I'm just playing with these little tiny hearts, and I'm just putting them, you know, all throughout the card base. I figured by taking that large piece, you know, there's not too much left. So I figured, you know what, let's use it up. Let's not store it. It'll just take up room. So I'm just putting the gold hearts, the solid ones, all around the edges. And that was our first card. For our second card, it doesn't look like much, but I am using definitely the papers from the pack. I used my Lawn Fawn Stitch rectangle to cut out this panel, this base. It's got very tiny little hearts. I thought it was really pretty. And I'm going to prop this up using some fun foam, and I'm going to place this down on a pale pink 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding card base. I got these scissors. They are so cute. They're little Tim Holtz scissors. They are really cute. I know. Sorry. But I just had to have them. So I cut a couple strips from the paper pad, and I also pulled in the paper from the last kit since it matched. So I was able to pull in some of that gorgeous teal and polka dot, white polka dot paper. I just love that paper. I am just so hoarding it. So I fishtailed the two ends. I'm going to grab one of the stickers, and I'm going to place them up behind this sticker. I'm just going to set those in place. I just want them to hang down just a little bit. I'm going to grab my foam squares, and I'm going to place them behind this. I want this to be propped up. Y'all know I love dimension. Everything just very rare. My cards flat, but they do make beautiful cards. So I'm going to prop this up, and I'm going to put it down to the right bottom corner. I want those tails to come off the brown. I know it's going to go there, but there's so many stickers. So I'm playing around saying, you know, what other sticker can I add? This doesn't have to be the only one. My final choice is going to be this butterfly. So that's finally going to go down on the card. For those of you that have seen my videos before, you know I have no problems ripping things back off of a card. This time I didn't do that. So I want to place the butterfly down, but I want the wings to stay up a little bit. So just put a little bit of foam tape, whether it's a foam square or pieces of foam tape in behind it. It'll help keep the wings up a little bit. Just one layer of foam square was not enough for me, because I really do like dimensions and butterflies, you know, their wings curl. So I'm going to add a second layer. So it's actually a double layer of foam squares behind the butterfly wings. So quick, simple, quick card. So for the third card, it's kind of going to go into the same way. I'm going to be using, it's like a reddish orange. It really comes up orange on my camera screen. And I have a scrap piece of craft paper and a scrap piece of black. And I'm going to grab the two tags from the sticker set, from the kit, and I'm going to place them down on those two scraps. I'm also going to grab the two keys from the sticker pad. So I'm going to use my anti-static tool just to get rid of the stickiness from the back of the keys so that I can work with them a little bit. I want to be able to play around with the placement just a little bit. And now I'm going to cut out these two tags, and I want to make sure that there's a border around them. I don't want to lose that color. I want them to stand out just a little bit. If you notice, I took one of the card panels from the paper pad, and I used my wonky stitch rectangle. Of course, you knew that had to make an appearance. Gotta love my wonky die there. And I specifically cut it so the flowers were down in the corner and the hearts coming up. So I'm piercing through the two tags and the keys, and now I'm going to put a brad through all four of these pieces. And these brads are really cute. They're little red hearts. They are just too adorable. It takes me forever to place these pieces. I kept on wanting to spin them and turn them. But again, the videos that I show, they're process videos. So you are actually seeing from concept to finish. I do edit, because if you saw the whole thing, you'd be like, okay, it's a little lengthy there. But I want you to see the majority of it, the changes that can be made, and how you don't have to have a plan, so to speak. I really don't have a plan when I do these videos. I just start taping. So I placed a piece, back to the video, sorry. I placed a foam square behind each of the tags just to prop that up. So I have that up in the corner. I'm going to prop this panel up using fun foam again. Again, I like to go on curves, or, you know, a little bit of cockeyedness going on there. Is that a word? Yeah, I think it is. And I'm going to place that down onto my card base. I'm going to pull out, I believe this is the Nuvo glitter pen. I have so many glitter pens because we have to try them all. Yes, I believe this is the Nuvo. And I'm just going over the flowered areas and the little tiny hearts just to give it a little bit of sparkle. And that's our third card. So you can see for our fourth, I had to use the treat bag. I had to do that. And who doesn't love chocolate? Now, I know there's some people that like chocolate, and that's okay. But nuggets. Nuggets are awesome. But it can be filled with anything you want to fill it in with. So I'm just going to say that. I just happen to have tons of these nuggets. I give them away as gifts when I do my craft showcases and when I get together for classes. So I have tons of them. So I'm just pulling a couple of the envelopes from the mini love notes from Doodlebug. I grabbed 3 of the hearts and 2 of the little tiny notes. These strips here are cut 1 inch by 3 inches. For those of you that are avid YouTube video watchers, I'm sure you've seen how we cover our nuggets. So we just put a little bit of tape. We wrap it around and make sure there's tape on the underside as well so that we can connect it. And there you go. You've basically decorated a nugget. So I'm going to decorate those 4 because they're going to go into our treat bag. Make sure everything's sticking down. And now I'm going to work on the envelopes. Again, they're already scored. They're already shaped. You just literally need to add your adhesive. I do use art glitter glue. When you see me using my liquid glue, it is always art glitter glue. And I'm just going to form these into shape, just squeezing to make sure that the glue does hold. And those are our 2 cute little tiny envelopes. We are going to adhere them to the bag. Now this is very close. It's actually, I think, Sherry Carroll. Yes, from Simon Says. I think I said her name right. Please forgive me if I did not. Oh my goodness. But she made a card using these. And I thought it was really cute. So she inspired me on this one. Totally her idea. Totally her creation. I cannot say it enough. But I thought it would look really cute on this bag. So it's extremely close. So we're just adhering. I put a little bit of foam square behind the 2 notes inside the envelope, so that'll keep the note inside. I'm using some double-sided tape for the back of the envelopes so that I can make sure that they stick to the bag, because let's face it, it is a bag. It's going to get crumpled around. I didn't want to use just a regular adhesive. I could have used my glue, but I went with the double-sided, and then we'll be able to set these 2 in place. So for the 3 hearts, instead of using glue or anything like that, I am pulling out my Xyron sticker machine. I am loving this little machine more and more. So I'm putting my hearts in there and I'm pulling it. And please, I must apologize. I'm hoping my voice makes it through this. I'm just coming off of a cold. But then again, I sound like Leah. So there we go. Leah's back. So we want to, once we run it through the machine, we want to pull off the cover. And then you just want to make sure that you want to be careful when you're pulling the items off. This is why. Yep. because we rip a heart right in half. There's no saving that heart. Yes, you will see me. I will have to make another heart. I thought about, see, I'm thinking about it. I did not want to throw away the heart. So I pulled another one out and I ran it through my machine. And I gingerly pull it off of the backing to make sure. You know, sometimes we get into rolls and we just keep rolling with it. Oh, guys, I hope my voice hangs on here. I'm so sorry. I'm going to use my glitter pen and I'm just going to cover up the hearts just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Gotta have some glimmer. Glitter and chocolate, they go together. At least I think so. But I think this is really cute. So we're going to take the chocolate, make sure everything's still sticking, and we're going to get those inside. Because, of course, I'm not going to stop here. I mean, you can very well just fill it up, fold it over, and there you have it. You have a cute little treat bag that anyone. But the cover for the packaging for this had awesome paper. So I flipped it over. I used my Lawn Fawn stackable scalloped dies. It's a mouthful. Fold it in half, and I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to staple it. Not flip it. I'm going to staple it to the top of the bag. This way, it'll have a little bit of decoration. A little bit of more fun. So I used one of the Lawn Fawn stitch rectangles, the smallest one that I have, to cut a panel. I put some foam squares on it, placed it down. I pushed too hard because I changed my mind. And we're going to rip this off. There was no harm done to any of the paper. I'm either beating cards, I'm smushing cards, I'm doing CPR to stamps. I am just brutal. Absolutely brutal on this stuff. But I wanted to add the ribbon. So we're just going to wrap the ribbon along the top. I'm trying to make it stay there to see just how much that I need. But I'm just going to wrap it around and I'm going to trim it. I'm not going to put a bow or anything. I just want to have that wrapped around. Because even after I stapled the floral top, I didn't like the staples. They're cute. It's a mini stapler, but just did not like seeing the staples. So I'm actually going to use the ribbon to cover those staples, but I'm going to use a staple to attach it to my bag. So now the chocolates will never fall out of this bag. I'm going to add more foam squares to those that I've already ripped off. So we're going to have a little bit more dimension. And we're going to place this right over the ribbon. And I'm going to grab my micron pen, and I'm actually going to handwrite extremely slowly. Now this is sped up, so this looks like I'm writing normally. Yes, that's how slow I have to write this to get this handwriting going there like that. Just to and from. So this would make a great gift for somebody. For the last card, I am using that large envelope fold-out card thing. I'm not quite sure what that was. So I chose my stamps. So those are stamps I'm going to use. Yes, I love wobblers. I love the mini action wobblers. I have tons of them. So I'm going to be using one of them. So I'm taking a piece of Nina Solar 80 pound. And I'm using my Distress Oxide worn lipstick. And I just want to put a little bit down on this piece of paper. I just want the hint of that color behind that stamp or sticker. Sorry. So I'm going to keep building up on this because I just want it to be like a cloud, like a poof behind the sticker, so to speak. I'm going to use my Distress water bottle and I'm going to put some water down and I'm going to pick it up with the paper towel. So it gives some really cool texture in the background there, so it's not flat and white. I'm going to use one of my stitched heart dies to cut that out. I have some foam squares, or I'm about to put some foam squares on the back of that because this will be propped up onto that heart. I'm also grabbing some of the smaller hearts that were from the sticker set, And I'm going to be placing them down as well. And you can see I want things to come off the edge. I don't want everything to be inside of that heart. So now let's work on the outside flap. So I chose this stamp. It just says hello, love. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got these two. I want somehow to keep this closed. But I want that to be in the center. So really not too much of a design is going on the outside when it comes to the stickers or cards. So I'm just putting double-sided tape on one side of this rectangle. So when you open it, it'll stay on the one flap. But you can see it doesn't stay down, thinking, okay, can I put a glue dot there? But that would have held it in place. So the ribbon's going to make an appearance again. And we're going to set this in place. And then I'm going to secure it with some washi tape. So I make sure a lot of the stickiness is on washi tape. And I'm going to flip this over. Because what I want to do is I want to secure the ribbon to the back of this. So think about it. The ribbon's pretty much going to keep this closed. But if once they untie the ribbon would fall. That was something that would annoy me. So I'm going to use my craft pick, and I'm punching 2 holes in the back through the ribbon and the card, and I'm going to use 2 of the brads. The one thing with this kit, they give you a whole pack of brads. It's 50 brads. That's just phenomenal. And they're cute little hearts. I know, I already said that. So I have the brads stuck through. We're going to make them flat. I'm going to play around, make sure they're straight. So now, this is what it will look like when it's closed. So you have the 2 hearts in the back, and then you have the ribbon. I know, it's not even yet. So I took one of the papers from the paper collection, and I only trimmed it down a little bit. This is, I believe, this is 4.5 by 6 inches. Propping this up as well onto some fun foam. And just setting that down in place. So now we were able to cover the brads coming through to the other side. So at this point, I'm going to attach my wobbler. So remember, the hard plastic side usually has the bigger opening. That goes down onto the base. And the one with the flimsy, clear, flat base, that goes on to the object you want to wobble, so to speak. So there we go. Yep, wobbling it there. And we're going to grab the other sticker and we're going to set that down onto the heart as well. Also in the sticker sheet were a bunch of in different sizes of the gold hearts. So I'm just grabbing those just to add some sparkle, and I'm going to come off the panel just a little bit. So now I've got my odd number, because we all know rules of thirds, odd numbers. That's what I do. So you can see that when you close it, we're going to trim up the ribbon just a little bit so that it's not so uneven. And you can see, even with this, oh, I have this one last piece, my bad. I'm going to put a couple foam squares on the back of this, and I'm going to put it up into the corner. So in a way, the sticker kind of looks like a stamp. I'm sure you could mail this. If you could, you know, you'd have to make your envelope because it really didn't fit the big white one. So this way it looks like it was mailed. So when you open it up, you have a little tiny wobble going on in there. And then it closes nicely. Even though we have the 2 layers of dimension in there from the fun foam and the foam squares, this does close very nicely and does go pretty flat. It doesn't go perfectly flat. And yes, I went pretty quickly with the bow. I was very surprised with myself. So again, this is part 1 of the Simon Says limited edition Valentine's 2018 card kit. I really had a lot of fun with this kit. And no, you did not see me use the stamp set yet. You will get to see that in part 2. Of course, the next 5 cards will be coming out soon. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Again, I do apologize for my voice. I'm sure all of you are laughing, remembering all the other videos where I sound like Leah Remini. Yes, she's back. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I'd love to have you be part of our group, of our crafty craziness, what I like to call it here. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I do answer all comments as best as I can and as quickly as I can. All the products that I use, which is not many from the kit, or outside of the kit, will be listed down below as well. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for part 2, and always remember, be creative.